Everybody be asking me, man, does the Bluetooth actually work?
Bro, you get a month for free.
It's free. You can get 1 month for free. So you got nothing to lose and you got everything to gain.
Try it, and you're gonna like it.
First month is free, get involved, pop a chewable, and you tell yourself if they work or not.
Well, there's definitely enough gas spilled to start an amazing fire. Like these rubber rings so you don't get the old shock or, you know, snagged up, but hit them with the gas and they expand. Alright, keep your eyeball on this guy here. We're going to crank on it for a second, see if we get any juice. I'm seeing no juice. So, fuel pump, L not happy. On this particular unit here, she's got an in-tank pump. Not fun. But I'm going to try the simple thing first, which is just a fuse. And then it could be a ground, or it could be a fuel pump relay, or it could actually just be a bad pump. But if it's not the fuse, I'm going to move on to just seeing if I can get this thing to fire before I worry about dinking with the pump. Guys got to get way down in here. Figured out my Hornet issue, by the way. They're just coming out of this door like crazy. Anyway, down here on the fuse block should be this first red one. Wow, she's good. Great. Well, not the easy thing. So let's just find something flammable and see if she fires. Oh, you can see how good this gas is. Well, here we go. Almost 2 decades. Let's see if this thing's gonna fire off. Key is on. Way too much gas. Here we go. Fired right off. Let's do it again, just because. Wow, some really bad valve train. Let's just keep going. You know, it's got to build on that oil pressure. I'm hearing a relay clicking back here. Still nothing working in the fuel pumpage situation, but the valve train is already starting to sound better. So I think she's building just enough pressure. I'm gonna find something that I can see if we can run it a little bit longer. This will work. It's got a skull that says extremely flammable. I like that. I'm gonna try to keep it running long enough where I can reach down here and see if we got any exhaust restrictions. Sometimes the mice turn the mufflers into motels. Mice muffler motel. Anyway, here we go. There you go. It's not even smoking. Valve train sounds fine. She came right out of it. We just got to figure out some sort of Mickey Mouse fuel situation. Maybe try to do a swapperoonie on the fuel pump relay. Doubtful very that that's going to do anything. Might just have to hook up a clicky clacky and we'll make some sort of explosive gasoline kind of thing back here. And Then we're on to the clutch. Dang it, forgot about that.
Welcome to Core Documents, the trusted source in affordable tax-saving benefit plan documents for more than 20 years. The Core Individual Coverage HRA Plan Document Package provides everything an employer needs to set up an IRS and DOL-compliant ICHRA for employees. Under the plan, employees are reimbursed for health insurance bought on the open market or an exchange. This means freedom from the costs and constraints of one-size-fits-all traditional group health plans. An individual coverage HRA is available to any size employer group for any benefit amount, making it a custom fit for just about any business. And all reimbursements for premiums and related expenses are tax-free to the employee. The ICHRA is the most flexible HRA plan design available. Employers define one or more employee classification groups, choosing from status criteria, such as full-time, part-time. The company then decides the amount of the benefit, what is reimbursed, if funds roll over at the end of the year.
This might be hard for you to see there, feller, so scoot in a little bit, but I think I pulled the fuel pump relay here, and you can see some big corrosion in there. And those reside down here. They're mounted up in there. I just kept bending on it until it came off the firewall. But this is really corroded too. So I'm gonna do the right thing and just try to clean this one up first before I spend more money and see if that'll work. Probably not. So I cleaned up this relay. Actually I did both of them just because, and that didn't do anything. So I came over here to the ECM reset connector, cleaned that up. And once you know it, well, that did nothing. So the last thing I'm going to try is the ALDL connector, which is in the center console, because the computer, I think, sits back here or something. And I can jump the fuel pump, supposedly, right from that bad boy. And if that doesn't work, then I think we're just going to move right on to the old trusted clicky-clack pump. So I popped this little thing out here, and I saw a computer box machine, so I think I'm on the right track. Pulled out all these screws on here, so I think we can just rip this out now. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Be careful. Watch the seats now. And we'll set that up there. What do we got? What is it? Engine control computer. Well, that seems serious. And here's that gadget we're after. Apparently you can do a lot of bleep bloops with this thing. I just got to figure out the pins now. And then we got to run some juice right in her. Kind of looks like a DeLorean setup. Liking it. Well, supposedly I could just put 12 volts to this little guy over here and we should hear that fuel pump run, or it's going to start a fire. Either way, I'm ready. This was holding the grill in on an Oldsmobile Omega, but it seems fine. We got a dead fuel pump. Great. It's difficult for me to talk about, but I'm an honest guy all the way to my hip bone. I forgot a fuel pump. But if you haven't figured it out yet, I'm here at Zweifel Motors in Piedmont, South Dakota, and he's got more cars and parts, tools, and everything you could ever imagine. So of course he hooked the guy up. I got this one here, no name on it, but it'll probably even work better than the Edelbrock I usually carry. Got a battery. This is a race operation, so this will only feed the fuel pump. Got some Gates fuel line. She's high pressure, none of that low stuff. Cheapest hose clamps you can find. Not sure what that is. Tape is never opened. And when you're playing with electricity, you know, positive, negative, make sure you wire everything with the same colored wire. It just makes it better. So I'm going to get this fuel pump. I think what we'll do is put the gas in right next to the battery, get it as close as possible, wire all this fuel in over the battery, and then bring her in here. I took the filter off this already, and I think we'll just bring it right on in there, full pressure, and then we'll see what this says. Well, there we go. That seems fine. This is good. Get some lineage. Something like, you know, sure, good enough. Yeah, come on. Well, I gotta sharpen this already. Here's the final setup. I mean, it's looking hot. Just tested it, got some fuel out of her. Little tip for you to keep the fires down at your ranch. Always switch your negative. Keep your positives nice and tidy. And especially if you're bringing like switches and stuff into the old apartment there, always switch on your negatives, and you're not dragging electricity everywhere. I'm going to leave this hang like that because this is going to be our on-off, like that. And button this down, and then we're ready to fire on it again. Let's give her another go. Fuel pump engaged. Key is on. Bring the thunder. It ain't squirtling. So I got other digital issues going on. That's bottle feeding it again. I just felt like if I didn't hear it run, I might be sad. Now what? I don't know. This is why most fellers shy away from these TBIs, which I think stands for Terminator Ballistics Incorporated. Could be wrong. But anyway, I'm going to start treating it like a carburetor and just start beating on it. Maybe that'll bring it around. Probably not. This doesn't work. I'm going to get a 9-volt battery and we'll just test that injector. It's spraying. Give it a little help. Don't know. Not sure. That was awesome. Don't know why she died out on us. Let's get fuel. Got enough fuel? Oh, the pump's sounding weird now. So I'm thinking this might not be enough fuel pump for her, but I'm going to see if I could at least get it to idle on this for a little bit. Tachometer, definitely not at 9,000 RPM, but I like that. The nozzle nozzle is really dirty. It has a really bad spray pattern. That could also be lack of pressure. There, she's starting to idle down a little bit. How are you supposed to get this off? I've just never seen nothing like this. Okay, I think that's full. A little bit of blow by, but that's all right. Gotta let them rings come back in. Cleaning up a little bit now. Wow, she runs like a kitten in a bowl of milk. These Iron Dukes are just great engines. Onto the clutch here, and again we got that reservoir up front we looked at earlier. And I can't get open again. Perfect. And then back here is the cylinder. And when you apply the clutch, it pushes this rod out right here, and then this rod engages the clutch fork, and then your shifter-rooney cables select your gears there. I already broke this line off. That's good. So I just got these 2 bolts right here to get out. We'll get that new one in there. Not gonna work too late tonight though. I'm out here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. It's beautiful. Got the salvage Davidson with me, so I'm just gonna get some wind in the eyebrows here pretty soon before the sun goes down. But I think I'll at least try to break these other 2 bolts off first. Got her out here, popped the boot off to see if the seal was leaking at all, and it wasn't. And then I got to looking closer and remembered what happened was the bleeder screw snapped off. I think I started having clutch problems and, you know, maybe gave her a little too much pepper, so that snapped off. But it just goes to show you, you never know why people park cars. If they say I parked it because of a water pump or an alternator, it might actually be. Back then, I couldn't afford that part and decided just to park it. So I got another one, but I think I'm gonna call it for today. The sun's she's getting down on me. So I'm gonna go ride and then we'll be back tomorrow.
Not all oral care is created equal. The new Colgate Total Active Prevention System is engineered to be 15 times more effective at fighting the root cause of oral health problems. It's our best science ever to prevent problems before they start. Be dentist ready with Colgate Total.
Good morning, day 2. I'm already at it here. Basically what I did is I put a can of Berryman in the tank here. And I'm trying to get this injector spray, you know, to come around, and it's getting better. It used to kind of just spray wherever it wanted to. So I'm hoping that cleans that up a little bit. Our battery was dead this morning, and I finally got this cap off, and was pretty full. So I'm gonna wait and see if we can get the thermostat to crack open. Let it sit here and idle a little bit. Here's the new unit. Guys got to reuse the push rod lever stick clutch mover thingamajigger. So I ran that through the cheek poker, cleaned her up a little bit, bolt her on, and then we got to try to bleed it, and that's really tricky on these Fieros. About 17 different ways you can do that: gravity, vacuum, reverse pressure, fluid injection, the old pump method. Thing is, you get any air in these systems, you're not going to get first or reverse. And if I remember right, that was the problem I had. Although, maybe it was just a bad clutch and I snapped this off thinking I just needed to bleed it. I can't quite remember, but we're about to find out. Tell you what, it was really smart of me to get this radiator hose 714 degrees Celsius. That way I could just lay my arms on it in here while I work. Also, this plastic air tube thing is about to be thrown into the next county. Okay, that is in. You can tell by the oil, it started bleeding on her. And I'm going to try to do it this way because great things happen when you cut corners. Don't want to pump on them, and you don't want the old reservoir to go low. So I'm just jamming a piece of wood into the e-brake that'll probably never release. And once it's held down, I'll crack it. And I'll repeat that procedure a few times. What's coming out of here is basically like mud. So I'm just gonna keep going until I get stuff that looks like maybe chocolate milk. It's an improvement. Well, this actually kind of seems to be working. Hook your peepers on this rod over here and you'll see that we've got enough pressure now. It's actually pushing that rod. There, it's coming back. So that would be engaging and disengaging the old gear selecto plate. So just gonna keep going a few more times. Well, I think I'm gonna stop there. It seems like I got pedal, but that's judging from the clutch bleeder board 400. Yeah, and the reservoir is looking pretty nice and clean now. And I think we might be in decent shape. Just kind of, yeah. Anyway, so now, what do we do now? I guess we got to fire it up, and once it's running, I'll just try to jam it in first gear. If she goes in without, you know that sound, I think we're good. Then we're on the tires, and well, we got to move stuff too. There's things in the way. Great. I tore the seat cover off and took all the arts and crafts out at once, which that's great, but now I've got level 14 black moldage. Well, whatever. It's gonna climb in, fire it up, see what we get. Well, how do you get in this thing? All right, 17 years. I'm in gear. It went into gear, I killed it. We're in business. That was really easy. Wish I would have done that a long time ago. Dang it. Ugh. There's the fan for the first time. So that works, I guess. Well, while she's catching on her wind and cooling down a little bit, I'm missing an antenna. Let's see if these tires air up. This one, I'm going to say maybe 4% chance. I can reach in here and feel the steel belt, but you never know. Come on. No way. There it goes. Let me dig the rocks out of the inside of the tire. I'm probably not going to put my hand on it, actually. This is crazy. This is officially the worst conditioned tire that has ever aired up for me, I think. They call them main pops. They're kind of exciting. I don't know how much wind to give it. It's gonna hold much. I think that's probably good. If someone wants to explain to me how this is holding air, go on ahead and do that for me. Over here is where I could reach my hand in and feel the belt. And similar over here, some stuff got blown up inside of it. But you can clearly see I'm sitting all the way to the rim. Who knows how many years of the 17 it's been sitting here on the spot. That's pretty crazy. The other side is similar, so let's go over there and see if we can get some air in those. Same story here. The belt is actually exposed. We'll see if this one will hold any air. I'm kind of hoping they'll do because, well, I don't have any more of these tires or wheels. Here we go. Unbelievable. What is going on? I don't have this good of luck with my good tires. 2 for 2. Place your bets. You can pause it, comment below. Will this one also air up? And then you can come back around and comment if you were right. Come on now. This is, I've never had this happen. I don't hear leaks or nothing. That's about all I'm willing to do. Just, you know, good tire. This one's still holding. This one had air in it when we showed up. That one's doing fine. And this one is still doing fine. Oh, that's just the holes leaking. I guess the real test on the old tires is going to be, once we get them rolling, that's when they're going to explode on us. So I got to make sure I spin out right away. Since I'm having such good luck, let's try this one too. Nope. Shoot. I was hoping it'd have a tube in it. Darn. Try the other side. Alright. This one might go. Yeah, there it goes. The old co-op supers. So in order to get the Fiero out, this Diamond T's got to move. This is a cool truck, 1940 Diamond T. And he's actually even got the title of this thing. Really cool truck. Let me show you the frame on this really quick. I always thought this was pretty neat they did this. Look at that. So I'm going to snag onto it, skid steer here, and I think I'll drag it over there, kind of clean stuff up, pushed everything over, smoothed out a path, and hoping I can lift the rear up a little bit. And we got some air in the front, so I should be able to kind of wobble it over there, maybe. Well, hey, that worked pretty good. I should have checked. I didn't realize these rears weren't all the way bolted on, so there towards the end I just scooped her up, and I think we'll set her down here. There's plenty enough room to get cars in and out of here still. So now I'll clean up a little bit, see if I can get this thing fired back up, and well, we gotta go in reverse for about 87 miles. That's fine. Then, you know, we'll get up here on the hillside and just test on her. Apparently I grew a little bit. Okay, well, let's see if it'll drive itself out of here. Pedals are so dainty. Uh-oh. Doesn't like to run. Wow. Well, come on now. Totally works. Well, power steering. Ooh, I got a mirror over here. And it works. Oh, kind of. Well. What's the issue now? Hey, computer box, do something. Well, this poor starter. Get some! Abandoned ship. So I'm thinking the Bruce Lee clicky clack isn't providing enough fuel pressure for that injector to properly fire. Runs fine if I brake clean her and open her up, so I'm gonna run down to the hardware store and pick up a different clicky clack that maybe has, I think these take up to 13 psi before I start sending it back to the tank. So I'm gonna go see if I can find one a little bit bigger pump, and spray pattern looks better. Actually get a little rev out of the girl now. So we will try. This glass got me. We're gonna try to, you know, get her out of here again. I think we can do it this time. I gotta figure out how to get in this thing. There's gotta be a process. Okay. There we go. Reverse. Oh yeah. I can't believe it. Oh, out again. Well, all of a sudden, I find myself at the top of the hill. I just took the Bobcat, put a chain on her, and drug her up here. After 2 days, I'm driving this thing. And if that means coasting down a hill with the engine idling, I'll take it. Little victories. There's probably no brakes, so basically I've just got to try to hook this corner here, and if I just end up down in them trees somewhere, I don't want to hit that Cadillac though, so I got to come back this way. But that's pretty much what we're gonna do. Fire it up, dump it first. I gotta hurry before it quits. Ouch. Okay. First gear. Oh yeah. Grab second. she runs pretty good. Not gonna brag or anything. Is this a cigarette lighter? Well, there you have it. 17 years and she's running just like I remember it. Really uncomfortable and gutless. I'm actually not going to drive this one home because in a future episode I'm going to pick one of you viewers and I'm going to give this to you. She just needs a fuel pump and a little bit of glass and it's fine. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. We'll see you next time. This way.
Everybody be asking me, man, does the Bluetooth actually work?
Bro, you get a month for free.
It's free. You can get 1 month for free. So you got nothing to lose and you got everything to gain.
Try it, and you're gonna like it.
First month is free. Get involved, pop a chewable, and you tell yourself if they work or not.
The sales CRM that keeps you on track. Pipe Drive, driving business growth.
Well, you fellers know how this works by now. Really missed my old C10, so guy had to snag up another one. This one's about 2.5 hours north to me. And of course she hasn't been on the road since 1989, and first time I'm seeing it is right now. Plan is to make her run and possibly drive, and one way or another get her home. Let's go take a walk around this thing, see what we got going on, and start to dig. And of course I really procrastinated and went ahead and waited till about 5 o'clock to start, which is just really smart. I really do like the paint on her, but she's been weight reduced quite a bit. Cab corners are basically non-existent. I could fix that bed though with some street signs, ain't worried about that. Ah, that's factory. Gotta have some give on her. This side's just as good. Does have matching wheels, so that's nice. You don't need them caps. Oh, okay, well, we'll have to do the 5-gallon bucket seat, or maybe we'll find something else. It is a manual. I do like that. Got windows in her. Even has the rear viewer in it. This side missing mirrors. We'll have to figure that out too. Equalized weight reduction. Got clobbered there. Does have both the headlights on her. That's nice. Grill's in good shape. 1989. That's fine. Let's get this up. Oh, yes. Well, let's see. At first glance, it's missing basically everything. Let's see. Radiator's gone. That water pump sounds great. Alternator's gone. All the charging wires not there. Didn't even bang a battery. I'll have to figure that out. ignition system completely gone. And let's see, looks like I'm missing the coil wire. Fuel line snipped. These are junk. Boy, this one's gonna be tough. I ain't kidding you. The good news is, the filler's really nice, and he said I can have on some parts out of this guy. I think we might have what we need. Got ignition, that's good. Got the radiator, and if you want to call that wiring, alternator. Might even need that water pump. See what happens. So basically, it's spend 114 days taking all of that off, and then coming back down and trying to put it into this guy. And I've only got 2.5 hours till dark, so this is going to be interesting. Well, guys, pretty well got this one stripped down. They're kind of looking the same-ish, I guess. So I think what we'll do is I'm going to get the charging whirler on and the radiator, kind of the bigger stuff, and then I'll come back and figure out what to do with all that stuff. It just means nothing to me. And then ignition, and then I got to figure out fuel and all of that. So far it's going pretty good. Here's the coil.